So you're thinking of studying architecture at NMU, but you don't know the standard of work that is required to get in. So in this video, I'll be talking to Monica, who's a third-year student at that institution, and she'll be telling you how she got into that university. This is part 5 of how to get into every single architecture university in South Africa. Yeah, do you want to make a short introduction of yourself?
Hi, I'm Monica, studying at NMU Architecture, and I am 21. And also, I just want to say that thank you for this opportunity before we start off. I really do appreciate it.
So, Can you tell me about how you applied or got into your university?
I think I'm going to start off by saying that NMU was my first choice university, actually. So I'm really glad that they accepted me. And how did I apply? I applied off by submitting my portfolio. I don't really remember properly, but first they look at your marks, and then after looking at your marks, they grab a bunch of students, I think approximately 200 or something, and that's when they send you an email regarding a portfolio. And after reviewing the portfolio and going through it, that's when they pick 50 students, yes, it's 50, out of that 200 to interview. And that's how they select the students to study architecture. So it's very competitive, actually. And it's that thing of your portfolio has to be perfect. You have to give your portfolio your everything, I think your portfolio speaks for yourself as much as the interview also does, but the portfolio is more of who are you as a person and why are you choosing architecture,
And can you tell me about the story of how you applied? What stage were you in at life?
I was in grade 11, actually, and if I'm being honest, I wasn't really sure about what I wanted to study. But I knew that I loved art, and I knew that I really loved buildings. So this one time, I was at a firm that I just visited. I've never visited an architecture firm before at that point, though. It was only just, construction visits, because my grandfather also has a construction company. And that's when I actually got to see how buildings are being made, and that really intrigued me as a person. So that's why I chose architecture, because majority of the time you're in a building, but the question is, why was that building made? Because every building has a story on its own. So that's why I chose architecture.
And how long did it take you to do the thing, to do the portfolio?
I think it took me 2 weeks.
And what subjects did you take?
I took engineering, graphics, and design, but I only took EGD in grade 11 at the beginning of the year, because I did accounting before, but I dropped accounting for engineering, graphics, and design. I did physics, I did pure maths, I did English, Afrikaans, and there's another subject I'm missing. Oh, business studies. I also did business studies.
And how were your marks, if you don't mind me asking?
Business was my favorite subject. I also enjoyed engineering, graphics, and design. Pure maths, it was a bit hard, but I got a good mark for pure maths compared to how unprepared I was for it. But I did enjoy maths. I also enjoyed physics. I think I got a 60 for physics. Afrikaans wasn't really that hard. Which other subject did I leave behind? English, first additional language. It was a good mark. So my marks were good.
English as your first additional language?
Is it first additional language or home language? I'm so sorry. It's home language, right?
Home language. Okay.
Yes, home language, and then
Yeah.
Afrikaans is the first additional one.
What exercises did you have to do for your portfolio?
So the first exercise that I had to do, the one that I found the most difficult, was making a party pack for a little kid. But the hard thing was it can't glue. Like, you can't use glue, you can't use sellotape. It has to be like a DIY where you have to fold it on its own, but it has to carry everything inside without falling apart. And you also have to remember that you're making it for kids, so it has to be attractive. No one that's a kid wants to have a party pack that's just plain, you know. And the second exercise was, they told us to choose 3 buildings that we admire, and we had to research about the architect, about the building, and we had to do 3 separate drawings of each building, but in black and white on a small A4 paper. And then the other exercise was a selfie, but everyone takes selfies. You know, it had to be unique. It had to be about yourself. So that's why I took books and I just put them around me. And I took a picture of myself smiling because I love books. And you also had to write about your character, just a short little write-up about your character, who she is, telling her about yourself, why you chose that specific selfie. And I think those are all the exercises, actually. And they also allowed additional drawings to add, or additional work just to add on to that write-up.
Did you have any challenges that you got while working on your portfolio?
I don't think I did, but the building one challenged me because you can't. I think one thing that they mentioned is how you can't just go on Google up the building and just draw it as it is on that picture. Like, it had to be different in some way, and it was just one picture on its own, so you couldn't really showcase the whole building. But it's 3 buildings that you like, finding the best angle, the best type of drawing method. I think they allowed color also for other individuals, but I just chose to go with black and white. That was my challenge.
This is going to be the last question.
Okay.
You did tell me that you did not have an interview after submitting your portfolio or any on-campus activities. Is that the case?
No. I think after your portfolio, they have like a specific time frame that they get back to the students after reviewing them, and then that's when they do the interview after saying, no, we looked at your portfolio, we're happy, but we would love an interview. And they just ask any random question, but as long as you're actually confident with your portfolio and you know what you're doing, to the point where if they ask you anything about it, you can just answer on the spot. And it was a very, very, very short interview. Like, it was very short, but the question that they ask, you have to answer it. And that, I think there's 2 people in the interview. It's the head of the department, and there's also someone there to moderate. I'm not sure if it's different now, but it's 2 people, and they ask you maybe 4 or 5 questions, and then after that they get back to you and they're like, oh no, we're happy with the interview and your portfolio, and now we're happy, like, the position that you applied for, it's granted. Now we're just waiting for your marks, and that's it.
If we had to time travel and talk to Monica, who's a matric, what advice would you give her about this application process and about studying architecture in general?
I think about the application process is just, I don't think I'd give her advice because I think she did her best. But to anyone there, just give your best, you know? Even if it's about going beyond. Because even in the portfolio, they mentioned that whether or not you submit additional work, that's entirely up to you. But I decided on my own. I'm like, no, let me just add on something so that they can look at and see, no, she also draws on her own time. And about studying architecture, I think in my first year, I started off by saying, just learn how to manage your time, because as much as there's matric and there's pressure from prelims and all of that, I think university and architecture on its own is it's different compared to what you've experienced in high school. Just learn how to manage your time. And other than that, also during your free time, I'd also advise her to learn softwares, get as much help as you need, learn to ask for help, because there's people out there that are better than you. But it's not that thing of downplaying yourself as a person, but it's like there's people out there that are willing to help you if you ask, and you can learn from other people as well, as much as there's lectures, but it's really inspiring to hear what other people have to say, and also learning how to accept critiques. They're not attacking you as a person. They're not saying you're creative enough. They're just saying that, no, I see the potential that you have, but I just think you can do better. So, yeah, that's what I would say to myself.
So, if you're a student at Nelson Mandela University or in the greater PE area, please check out Monica's nail business. She actually provides a quality service at a quality price. And I hope you found this video helpful. In the next episode, I'll be talking to Leon, who is a student at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and he'll be telling you how he got into his university.